gonna be honest with you. I don't know why Diddy's lawyer is even coming out to do these interviews, bro. I personally wouldn't want my lawyer talking to the press. If I was in the situation that Diddy's in, I would not want my lawyer saying anything. The only person my lawyer should be talking to is me. That's it, bro. Stop talking to these freaking medias that are trying to paint me like I'm crazy. That's what I'm thinking if I'm on Diddy's shoes.
Not only does your client pose a flight risk because obviously he's incredibly wealthy, has access to planes and a lot of staff, even though you said he turned over his passport to you months ago, they were also worried about him being able to interfere with witnesses and calling them. And so I guess the question is, how do you assure the court that that won't happen if prosecutors are saying this is someone who's attempted to bribe security staff and has already threatened and interfered with witnesses?
So I think the most important thing, even more important than the passport, is that Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th. As soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down in a matter of weeks, maybe months, but sometime soon, Mr. Combs got on a plane, left his home in Florida, flew to New York. I called the prosecutors myself. I said, Mr. Combs is in New York. Do you want to know where he is? If you want to know where he is, I'll tell you where he is. But he wants to surrender. He's here to surrender. They didn't want him to surrender because if he surrenders, they don't get to tell the judge that he's a flight risk and he's a danger. Because who, as a danger and a flight risk, would fly to New York and surrender? So they didn't want him to surrender.
So since September 5th, you had known, you expected it was likely he was going to formally face charges.
So I really knew he was formally going to face charges on March 25th, the day of the searches.
Damn, that means that he already knew all the discovery, right? I guess Diddy had told him, like, yo, they found this, they found that. You know what I mean?
And when Homeland Security searched his Los Angeles home, his Miami home, and his airplane, I knew that day by looking at the search warrants. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. This is not my first or 100th rodeo, that this was going to come as a matter of time. What I realized in early September is that it was coming soon. And so it was time for Mr. Combs to come to New York, which he did. And let me just point out one very important thing. The prosecutors are seizing on something that happened 8 years ago. You know, this video that we've all seen, and it's a bad video for Mr. Combs, and he said so himself when he gave his apology. This is 8 years ago, and the prosecutors are talking about him bribing a hotel security worker. There was no criminal investigation. This was just a matter of personal embarrassment because he and the person in the video were in the midst of a 10-year relationship that was difficult at times, that was toxic at times, but it was mutually so. And this whole notion that Mr. Combs is forcing drugs on someone is just nonsensical, and it's going to prove to not be true.
Well, on that video, he initially denied the allegations when his then girlfriend, who is in that video, filed a lawsuit last fall. And we have that video. I should note CNN was the first outlet to exclusively report on it. He denied that happened when she filed it in a complaint.
That's the problem with that video, right? He came out saying that he didn't, basically, you know what I mean? Like, he denied everything, and then the video came out, he was out here freaking apologizing.
He apologized for it.
So I wasn't his lawyer back then, so I don't, and I don't think he denied. I mean, I think the lawyers were the ones mostly making the denials. I think they were denying sex crimes. I mean, because at the end of the day, the gravamen of that civil complaint wasn't a misdemeanor assault, which is what you see on that video. Not minimizing it, but it's a misdemeanor assault. What the gravamen of the complaint was sex crimes, and he denied that, and he still does.
Well, and you're saying that this is all just about that one relationship, but when you read through the indictment, they say that there's not just one victim. They say there's multiple victims here today, and what I heard described was they said they have 50 witnesses or victims.
Yeah, I think it's 49 witnesses and one victim. I think if you broke it down, and I say that because count 2.
The one victim is Cassie.
The sex trafficking count has victim number 1, and there is no victim number 2 anywhere in the indictment.
So you're saying that there are not other women?
Which that's all they need, man. All they need is one.
Because what they were essentially arguing here is that he coerced and forced women into sex acts by using physical force, financial pressure, emotional abuse, and narcotics for what they described as these freak-off sessions. They saying that he self-described them as that.
Yeah, there's one victim in the indictment. The charging document.
One victim does count, right?
No, of course, but I'm just not. It's not 50. I mean, what they did, and it's a little too cute, is it's 50.
Bro, imagine your lawyer saying what they did was too cute, bro.
Too cute is it's 50 witnesses. Too cute. They did. It's a little too cute. Charging
But one
document.
victim does count, right?
No, of course, but I'm just not. It's not 50. I mean, what they did is a little too cute. Is it's 50 witnesses or victims? Well, it's one victim. That's all that's in the indictment.
Our reporter who was in the courtroom today said that
As of now, there's only one victim.
he appeared to have a stunned expression on his face. Was he surprised that he was arrested last night?
No, he definitely was not. I mean, I told him myself in early September, you are going to be arrested soon, and you're going to be charged with racketeering, and you're going to be charged with sex trafficking. So come to New York. It wasn't a long conversation. He agreed. So we knew this was coming, and in fact, we offered that he would turn himself in.
So if there are these witnesses and victims, and as
Yo, how does your lawyer tell you, yo, you're gonna get hit with racketeering and sex trafficking? Right? Diddy's a billionaire. To think that Diddy didn't try to leave, bro, was crazy, right? I mean, I don't know how he wasn't out. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail. There's no way Diddy walks on this. There's just no absolute way that Diddy walks on this. He's a billionaire. He's in his mid-50s, and he's gonna spend the rest of his life behind bars.
you're saying that you believe it's one victim and 49 witnesses who saw this behavior. That's pretty powerful, though, to have that many people who have, if they go to court and argue that they witnessed this behavior by your client.
Well, no.
What's your defense against that?
So my defense is very well established. I interviewed myself the different men who were being brought sort of into Mr. Combs and this person's intimate situation.
Freak offs. You don't want to say that.
I've flown around the country. I've interviewed a large number of them. There's not the slightest inkling, according to the interviews that I've done, of anything that's coercive, non-consensual. Nobody was too drunk. Nobody was too high. These were adults in a relationship. This is a 10-year relationship. We can't forget that. This is a 10-year relationship. And it was adults and consensual, and everybody who was there wanted to be there. So
nah, well, the sex workers, yeah, because they were pulling up to get paid. That's what they doing. But Cassie didn't want to be there getting piped down by like 3 or 4 different dudes.
I feel very confident in our position.
You said you interviewed the men, but what about the women?
I haven't interviewed the woman. The woman's not available to me. She's presumably a grand jury witness, and we would not.
That's Cassie.
We cannot try to interview a grand jury witness.
And you don't think that there are any other women who are going to say that they were coerced into this, given drugs, and essentially as prosecutors were saying that that's what kept them compliant?
So there are a lot
sessions.
of women in these civil cases. There's been a mountain of civil cases ever since the civil case that was filed in November. I don't see them as victims in the indictment. That's my point.
And so when you talk about that video of Cassie Ventura, that was his then girlfriend, in the video, I mean, just when you saw that, you said it's a bad video. It's pretty difficult to watch.
It is, no question. So let me tell you what happened.
Will that be used as evidence in court, do you think?
Hell
100%.
Hell yeah.
100%. So what I said in court today, and I'll say it again here, is the two of them were in a hotel. It was just the two of them in a hotel room. She found out that he was seeing someone else. She was going through his phone. She hit him in the head with his.
Y'all hear this? Listen to this closely. This is the story.
The two of them were in a hotel. It was just the two of them.
This is him and Cassie. This is that video.
Hotel room. She found out that he was seeing someone else. She was going through his phone. She hit him in the head with his own phone. And then she walks into the hallway with 2 bags. One of the bags has all of his clothing. She's taking from him, which is why he runs out in a towel. So this isn't her.
This is cap, bro. This is so cap. Yo, this man is lying, bro. Whatever makes Diddy look good, right? The reason why he ran after her was because she had one of his bags with his clothes. Diddy's a freaking millionaire. The fuck is in that bag? A Gucci jacket and some freaking Louis Vuitton sandals? Come on, man. That's what. No, man.
Fleeing.
Diddy wasn't trying to get his bag. Diddy was trying to get Shorty to not leave. That's why he yoinked her ass. If it was about the bag, he would have just yoinked the bag away and let her go about her way. But it wasn't about the bag. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. This lawyer speaking is not going to help Diddy, bro. It's just not going to help Diddy, man.
One of these freak-offs. Why would she take his clothing? That's not what it is. And when the evidence comes out, this is going to be completely different than the government's portrayed it.
But on this video, and I just want to show that again now, how do you defend against allegations that he hit, kicked, and dragged women when he's on video hitting, kicking, and dragging a woman?
Sure, he's not charged with hitting, kicking, and dragging a woman.
Okay, look, he got his bag. Y'all see this? Simone, what's up, man? He said he looked like he lie on live TV. Yeah. Nah, this is his lawyer, bro. His lawyer's gonna make this look. Look, Diddy got, okay, so it makes sense now that he's saying about the bag. Okay, I agree. But look, okay, look, there was no reason for all this, right?
Again now, how do you defend against allegations that he hit?
Look, okay, boom. He knocks her out, bro, right? This is his bag right here.
Kicked.
Then he goes back. Mind you, she's already down. He's kicking her again.
And dragged women. When he's on video hitting.
Now he grabs his bag.
Kicking, and dragging a woman.
Sure, it's not.
And then he kicks her again. Like, yo, there's no excuse for this, bro. If it was just the bag, he would have grabbed his bag, bro. It was more than just the bag, bro. He was tight.
He's not charged with hitting, kicking, and dragging a woman. He's charged with sex trafficking.
Look, now he picks her up and he drags her away. Nah.
And he didn't traffic anybody.
But he's charged
Lock
with
this nigga. Leave this nigga behind bars, man. Get over here. Perfect.
Get him out of here.
I'll be honest, man. That nigga's a demon.
With a conspiracy here where he was using physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial pressure, as prosecutors allege, to keep these women in his fold. Maybe just Cassie Ventura, but keeping these women in the fold.
Cassie Ventura lived by herself. She had her own house. She had a family. She had a career. And he was seeing another woman at the time. He wasn't around a lot. She could have done whatever she wanted to do. All of these allegations of, I was forced, I was coerced, I had to stay, are nonsense. And it's going to be proven to be so.
That video, in the indictment, it alleges that...
What you mean? What you mean, bro? She tried to leave, and it's in 4K of Diddy dragging her ass back in. She couldn't leave. She couldn't leave, man. And Diddy was the boogeyman. Ain't nobody wanted no sauce with Diddy. Nobody wanted to leave and make Diddy upset because, yo, listen, you probably wasn't getting away. That next meal you was gonna eat at KFC probably was laced with some ish. I'm just saying, bro. That next coffee you was gonna pick up at the coffee shop probably was laced already. Like, yo, Diddy's the boogeyman, bro. Nobody wanted no smoke with Diddy. You know what I mean? Like, this woman was terrified, bro. This is probably was her one and only attempt of trying to leave Diddy, and look what happened. You feel me? What is his lawyer even talking about?
Your client paid.
The problem with Diddy is that the evidence is in 4K. You know what I mean? That's the problem with Diddy. It's not like, oh, we're now being told things that we don't know if they're true. No, this is a whole 4K video, bro, of Diddy dragging Cassie back into the hotel room. Diddy looks like the beat juice from the movie. That's crazy. But I mean, yo, it's a situation where his lawyer's trying to paint everything like, yo, Diddy's just being accused of all these things, and the things that are seen in video are just taken the wrong way. How do you take somebody dragging somebody down the hall and beating them up the wrong way? You feel me? This shit's in 4K.
Hotel staff $50,000 to make it disappear from the hotel surveillance system. Did he pay off the hotel staff?
Not that I know of. I know that's an allegation. I don't know that is true. What I was concerned about...
He probably didn't pay the hotel staff because Diddy was only going to hotels where he knew that he was taken care of. You know, when Diddy was staying at a hotel, guess what they did? They turned off... Supposedly, they used to turn off cameras. Like that footage right there, that footage supposedly was deleted. But it seems like Cassie somehow got a hold of that footage, and that's how the feds got their hands on it. And I believe Cassie... People are saying that the feds were the ones that leaked that video. I don't think so. I think it was Cassie. Cassie leaked that video herself after she already had gave it to the feds.
About when I heard about this allegation is whether there was an allegation that there was some sort of law enforcement investigation pending, because then that would be a crime. But there was none. And so this is not a crime.
You talked about, you said you're portraying this as adults who were at these events that wanted to be, I shouldn't even call them events. That's not certainly how anyone else would label it, but that they wanted to be there. But they also allege that they were recorded and essentially used as blackmail. Is that not true?
That's not true. That's not true.
Nah, so why there were cameras in every single room? Why did Diddy have cameras in every single room?
Can you prove that when they have electronic evidence that, as they argue, over 90 cell phones, laptops, iCloud storage accounts, 30 electronic and storage devices, hard drives, thumb drives?
Yeah.
You're not worried about that?
No, because if they had it, they would have put it in the indictment. And it's not in the indictment.
When it comes to your client's credibility, I think people will look at what he said last fall. And it's not just his attorneys. I mean, he pays those attorneys. They're speaking.
Yo, I already know how the feds are playing this. His lawyer thinks he knows everything, bro. This lawyer is lost in the pasos. The feds is playing chess, not checkers. And as the time is going on, you guys are going to see how more and more videos are going to keep dropping. You're going to tell me that they went to Diddy's house and they walked out with 90 cell phones, bunch of laptop, hard drives, cloud storage. They don't have none? You guys are going to see how the feds are going to surprise this man. And the reason why I say him doing interviews is not good is because the feds is probably watching this and looking at this lawyer like, he's completely clueless. He thinks that he thinks that the reason why we don't have it is because we didn't put it in the indictment. We're going to surprise you, sir. That's what they're going to hit Diddy's lawyer with. They're going to hit Diddy's lawyer with so many surprises on this trial that he ain't going to know how to come back. I'm telling y'all.
On his behalf. They're the ones calling her claims baseless and ridiculous. And when you read the indictment today, they line up with what she alleged in that lawsuit last fall.
If the claim is that he had unwanted sex with her, that claim is baseless. And it will be proven to be baseless when we have a trial.
But the claim is obviously the conspiracy, the racketeering. It's much larger than just that, obviously, as you know.
It is, but the government wants it to be. But count 2, which is the sex trafficking count, relates to one person and one person alone. All of this talk of dozens of victims and 50 witnesses, if they had that, if they really had it, it would be in the indictment.
That's what he thinks.